What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're brand new here, welcome to the channel. Today's video, we are working on becoming a GM still. So let's get into today's drill video or whatever, if you couldn't tell by the title of the thumbnail. But let me load up some ammo, let me discuss what we're doing here and I guess why we're doing it. So I guess because it's Friday, everyone is out today shooting, but not at my range. Got a little bit of sun glare going, so that's gonna be fun. Got some new-ish ammo to try out. It's not really new. So I've been shooting Blazer 124 for like a while at this point, and I switched over. Well, I didn't really switch over. It was kind of what was available for a decent price. PMC bronze. So we're shooting that 124. We'll see how that goes today. I don't expect there to be any difference, to be honest with you. Got to do a little pasting, then we will discuss the drill and why we're shooting it. All right, so we are on a quest, obviously, to become a GM at some point in USPSA. Right now, I am Master Class or M Class in Carry Optics. We made that midway last year, I think, 2025. Pretty excited about that. Feel like I'm not fully shooting to a master level, so we're obviously continuing to practice all the time and trying to get better. So eventually we'll actually feel like we're at master and make GM at some point. In my never-ending quest to just progress myself, my shooting, and possibly make GM at some point, I decided let's do something a little fun and let's just ask AI, what are the best drills to do to make GM, to make that leap up to the next level to GM? So some of the drills were the Blake drill, the accelerator drill. I do have a video on the accelerator drill. You could go check that out. I kind of enjoy shooting that one a bunch. 4 aces. I haven't shot this one too much, to be honest with you. Focuses on kind of your reloads, your draw and your reload. So the Blake drill is set up like this. You have 3 targets about a yard apart from each other. Going to be shooting from 7 yards, which is pretty much where you guys are right now. The goal is all alpha in about 2 seconds. That's a pretty spicy time. Just doing a bill drill on 1 target, 2 seconds are pretty spicy. So you're gonna have to push yourself. You're gonna have to have that transition in between, which is gonna slow you down a little bit. So this drill, you could go left to right, right to left. That doesn't matter. The main thing you're testing here is your eyes. So you want your eyes to snap to the next target, and you want your transitions to be very fast, almost as fast as your splits. In a situation like this, my goal is for this to sound like 6 continuous shots, almost like a bill drill, on 1 target, but you're transitioning through the 3 of them instead of a double, and a double. I just want like 6 shots if your eyes were closed. That's my goal for this. Obviously all alpha. The 2-second par time is pretty spicy. I probably will not get to that. So I am shooting from AIWB, which it should not be an excuse if you want to handicap yourself basically to shoot like this, but I'm going to use it as an excuse. So I'm going to make my goal is probably going to be more around like 2.5, just to at least start off, and then we'll see how we could push it to get down to 2, which, like I said, I don't know if we're going to get down to there. I don't think my draw speed is as fast enough from inside the waistband than it is getting the scoop draw from my competition holster. So this is straight off AI. What it tests: can your eyes snap to the next A zone before the gun arrives? If your transition time is higher than your split time, the time between the shots on the same target, you are overdriving the gun. So a master split is about in the 20s with the transition is about 35. GM is 18s with the 20 split. So the goal is about a 1-to-1 ratio, it says. That is pretty damn spicy. So you want the transition to be the 20, which is basically the master split on this. So like I said, it's a spicy time. I got the ammo loaded up. Let's run this a few times, see how it goes, and take it from there. Real quick, if you want to support the channel in any way, use the links down below. Got some links for some merch. Go check it out, see if you like it. If you want to support the channel by not spending any of your money, just hit the subscribe button, like the video, and comment and all that stuff, and let's get into the shooting. All right, so I'm not sure what's going to be the best angle for you guys, so you're going to start out here, and we'll probably switch around a little bit. Got about 4 mags loaded up. So this is going to be completely cold for me. This is going to be my little baseline, and then we're just going to try to beat that going forward. Like I said, goal is all A's, and I'm pushing for like a 2.5. We'll see how that goes. Just because I'm using it as an excuse, and it shouldn't be shooting from concealment. All right, load it up. Let's see how this sun wants to work with the dot here. Yeah, stand by. Okay, don't know if we can see that, a 228. Let's look at our splits here. So 132 first, a 19 split, 23 transition, 15 split, 23 transition, 16 split. So splits are basically at GM level. And let's go look at this target. I think we drop a Charlie. 2 Alpha, 2 Alpha, and Alpha Charlie. Almost ran a clean first try, under my par time, but I think my new par time is going to be like 2.2 or 2.10. So let's tape this up and do it again. So this drill is a little familiar if you watch my video on El Presidente. El Presidente, I actually don't remember exactly if you start at 10 or 7 yards, but you start facing up range with hands, engage, reload, engage all the targets. Pretty similar. I would say the El Presidente works more things than this Blake drill because you're basically doing the Blake drill twice with the reload. So this drill's fun though. I don't want it to be like stroking my ego that I'm doing like decent. So might do this. Maybe we'll push it back another few yards just to see how it goes. And we'll see. Let's run this again. 228 is the time to beat. 132 first shot. And I had a bad grip, but that's kind of where my draw time is, usually from inside the waistband here. Stand by. It's a 224. We may have ran it clean. 224, 127 first shot, 18 split, 23 transition, 18 split, 20 transition, 18 split. So like that. This was, all right, we ran it clean. That was my first shot, a little off to the side. 2 Alpha, 2 Alpha, and 2 Alpha. Not too bad. All right, so I'm gonna try to push the speed a little bit more just to try to get it under that 2, which is the difficult thing. Depending where we go, I might push these back to 10 yards just to start throwing some shots and make it a little bit more difficult where you gotta actually like grip the hell out of the gun. You're close enough here where you could kind of like just rip them. Stand by. All right, we had a light strike. All right, that was the PMC. So I don't know what we've shot so far, but that was the PMC. Threw a delta on the second target. First shot was a 119. I think we would have been pretty close, to be honest with you, on that one, if we didn't have that problem. This is the same round. Let's see what happens. All right, now it wants to work. If we didn't have that problem, I think we would have been pretty damn close to the 2 second, because that was a 173 was my fourth shot. If you factor in a 20 transition, that puts you at 193. And then a 15-ish split, you're close, but still over the 2 seconds, but closer. Through a Charlie, I think 2 Charlies. It's a 219, first shot 122. Charlie, 1 Charlie on the first target. I think it might have been my second shot. Push those targets back another 3 yards, so they're at 10 yards. Let's give this a shot. I think we're just kind of going off the rails here, but it was, obviously I didn't get underneath the 2 seconds, but we're pretty much right there. Going from concealment, I'm using that as an excuse for not getting under time. My shots, my first shots were 120, from the 120 to 130 range. If I was going from my competition belt, could scoop draw and possibly be under a second, and that would put me under the 2 seconds. So going with that, sure. Let's try from 10. This is where we have a little more fun and challenge ourselves some more. And this is where you should be throwing some shots because you're pushing yourself outside of your boundaries. Let's try this. I'm gonna try to keep the same pace. I doubt the hits are gonna be as good, but let's go for it. Stand by. That was a 240, Alpha, High Charlie, Charlie, Alpha, and 2 Charlie. So there we go. Gonna start throwing some shots. Shots were a little slower. 133 first shot, which is kind of on par for me there. 21 split, a little slower. 24 transition, 18 split, 24, 20. That one didn't feel that good. My eyes were not there. It's a 230, 2 alpha, 2 alpha, Alpha Charlie. Almost a delta on that far right one. Not too bad. Eyes weren't there. My first shot, I kind of overdrove the gun. I had to bring it back on the last target. All right, I didn't have any dot on the first target, so if the hits are there, I'll be surprised. It was a 225. I just rushed that, and I didn't have any dot. I have a Delta mic, Alpha Delta, almost a mic. 2 alpha on the last one somehow. 225, so this is where we're trying to push ourselves a little bit. Got enough to do another one. Didn't have the greatest grip. I felt it kind of flopping around, and especially on the last target. But let's go look at this target together. All right, this first target, trying to remember what the shots are. I think the last one was these 2 Charlies. This was first run was that one and that one. Second one was that one, if I remember correctly. Third one was the one where I didn't have any dot. That was Delta Mike. That was the last one. This target looking good. We got a double over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was the one before last. That was almost the miss. Then over here, we actually threw an Alpha Charlie on this last one. That was the first run. Second run was an Alpha there, that, and that, I think. Pretty fun from 10 yards. Let's push it back. All right, so I'm moving back here so I don't have to move the targets again. We're all the way back by the car. We are 15 yards away. We're gonna run this again. Let me see where I could put you guys. I'm not too sure if you're gonna see the hits from there, but we are going to try it out anyway. I would like to run it clean under 250. I think that should be my goal. Don't know if that's gonna happen, but we are going to attempt it. Need to actually see the dot before I start shooting this time, because we're far enough away. We're definitely gonna throw some mics if we do not see the dot, and then just grip the shit out of the gun. It's a 265, possibly all alpha. I threw a Charlie on the second one. 2 alpha, Alpha Charlie, and 2 alpha. I think I threw a Charlie definitely on the last one. Possibly threw a Delta on the second. 2 alpha, Alpha Delta, and Alpha Charlie. I actually prefer this at this distance as opposed to the 7, because the 7 you could almost spray and pray and just get lucky with the alphas. This you gotta like focus a little bit more. Overdrove second target and the third target a little bit, but that was a 250 exactly, so let's do that again. Yeah, I didn't have the vision there. Pretty bad grip. That was a 255. Alpha Charlie, Charlie Delta, Alpha Charlie. It's a 251. I don't feel too happy about those. Yeah, we got a Alpha Charlie's all the way up here, Alpha Delta, and Alpha Charlie. This video started out as doing the Blake drill, and now I'm just like doing whatever the hell I want. So we are at 20 yards now. I'm gonna do the Blake drill at 20 and just see how it goes, because why not push yourself since you're out here training. Blake drill at 20. We are the fastest at 15. We didn't run it clean. I think we dropped, I mean, you guys will remember, but I think I dropped 1 Charlie or 2 Charlies on my best 15-yard one, and best time was a 250 flat. 251 was the last one. So try to keep it around the same. I mean, I'm gonna try to I'm gonna really just push myself faster, but under 3 is where I would like to be on this with all A, but we're also just gonna push a little fast. So this is where it gets a lot easier to start throwing shots, because your targets are a lot smaller. If we have alpha on all the targets, I'll be happy with no mics, but let's see how it goes. I'm gonna go one at just like a faster pace, and then maybe I'll do a slower one just to try to get good hits, but there's no fun in that. Let's go fast. Stand by. Horrible first shot. We were 331 on that. First shot was at 1.8. All right, 2 alpha. Alpha Charlie. The Charlie is just a little low out of the A zone. And then Alpha Charlie over here as well. Both shots are pretty low. Alpha is like right there at the bottom of the A zone. And then Charlie was not that far off. So if we were able to bring that up, those are both the alphas, like if we brought that whole group up a little bit. Let's try to get this under 331. Let's try to get a better draw on that. Let's run that again. That went pretty good. This PMC bronze stuff is a little smokier than Blazer. First shot was really low. 294. First shot might have been a mic underneath the target. We have a Charlie mic over here. 2 alpha. Pretty close group on that one, and then 2 alpha on the last one. So 153 on the first shot, but we mic'd it, so that didn't help much. All right, 288. We're right there, boys. We are right there. So this is a alpha, barely a Charlie, 2 Charlies, but bottom one is really close. Top left one is a little further out. Then we have a alpha and a Charlie. So we're right there. Somehow I'm doing better at 20 than I did at 15. I don't know how that works. All right, that was not good at all. That did not feel good. Let's go look at it together. 2 Charlie, Alpha Delta, and Alpha Charlie. Hits are a little better than I was expecting, but that one didn't feel good. All right, I am gonna call it there, boys. We are done for the day. Not too bad. I had a good time shooting this. It was more, I enjoyed shooting it at a further distance than up 7. 7, you could kind of just burn it down and almost like point shoot it and like get alphas. When you start pushing it back, that's when you have to like actually focus on your grip and your trigger pull and focusing on the target itself a lot more. Would have been nice if I had a clean run. That second to last one was like almost there. If I didn't mic the first shot, is what it is. Kind of went off the rails this video, so it was supposed to be the Blake drill. I guess we did the Blake drill at different distances. It was fun. I think I prefer doing the El Presidente just because you throw a reload in there, so you get a little more gun handling, and kind of that like spin actually makes you have to like grab the target a little better, because like if you're standing here ready to do the drill, you're already laser focused on the target and you just draw and shoot. If you have to do it from this way, you don't have the target as you're coming around, so you have to find it and bring the gun up at the same time. Kind of prefer that a little bit more just because it's a little bit more stuff to do, plus the reload. But this is nice because you could run it a bunch of times. I have 24 round magazine, so I was able to run it 4 times in a row. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button, maybe hit the subscribe button if I earned that from you. Could comment and share the video, do all that stuff. Like I said earlier, if you want to support the channel, we have links down below for some merch and stuff like that. If you want to support the channel by not using any of your money, just do the other stuff I said before. If you have any ideas on other drills I could shoot to keep my journey to GM going, let me know down below. The things that I feel like I need to be working on a little bit more is moving through the stage and shooting alphas as opposed to just standing and shooting. It's a little bit easier when you have solid footing, but if you're moving around and the gun is bouncing around, you got to cross your feet and stuff like that, that's when you start having some issues. So that's more of my focus lately. A drill like this is something that I will be revisiting here and there, but we've got to work on also cutting our time down on the stage because I don't like being beat by like 4 seconds. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm gonna shut up now. See you guys later. Go shoot a match. Let's make GM together, and peace out. Then last but not least with this, I don't know why I keep scrolling up.